This is Carol Turner. I'm Kevin Johnson. We play in the band Big Circle TX. We're live in Austin, Texas, and this is day 18 of the Live Music Is music series.
From the 121. The first record that we ever did was called Big Circle, Texas. It was kind of an inside joke. That was the street we lived on in Texas. And people always asked where we were from, and we just said Big Circle, Texas. And everyone knew where it was. They'd ask where it was, and we'd say it was just this side of Lubbock. And they knew it, and we're just like, great, that's what we are.
So Big Circle TX is a mythical town.
It's a mythical town.
Mythical town in Texas.
And the name of our first record that we ever did. But now that we have, we've traveled all over the world, and we've lived in many different places, and we've ended up back in Austin, and we thought, well, you know what, we've just kind of come full circle. Might as well start back at the beginning, where it all started. And music, to me, is, of course, a way of life. Music, to me, is emotion and feelings, and it marks times in my life. I can hear a song that will remind me of something that I did 5 years ago. It reminded me of, and I have that same emotion, and it brings me right back. So it's kind of like a timekeeper, but it's also an emotion keeper for me, in a way. And so it writes the story of my life.
Live music is the way that I share what I'm passionate about with the people that I'm passionate about, my friends and my family. We're in the process right now of writing a multimedia show that sort of gets in and explores that very idea, like how culture has affected us as songwriters, actually. And one of the things that we came up with in the process of writing for this new piece was that ironically, we live in a world where human beings are generally tribal. They tend to break off in groups and separate themselves from other groups, while at the same time we've created this technology in internet, this information age that we live in, is actively breaking down those fragmentations and those separations in our culture, right? Everything that you get on the internet is always cross-referenced with something else. So we started writing this show that was exploring just the irony of that very fact, that our technology is constantly breaking down separation. Our human nature is constantly re-separating and rebuilding those fragmentations. And that's part of the reason that I write, is to express that condition that I see in culture. Ultimately, I would like to have it turn people on to just that fact, the fact that human nature asks us to live separately, and yet everything that we create, our music, our art, our technology, is all busy breaking down those separations, and that's the part that we need to embrace. We need to embrace that part of our human evolution that's allowing us to not be separate from one another. We can communicate across the world in real time. We need to embrace that and evolve with that.